This is my presentation on paper towns written by John Green, and then, of course, presented by me, Kevin Fritz. The first menu choice I'll be doing for part 1, strings of paper towns, is tweets. So the first tweet I did was from the perspective of Quentin. All of them start off with Quentin. So the first one goes, "The Margot Roth Spiegelman is in my window right now." What? Hashtag wasn't expecting that. And then Radar responds to Quentin, "Oh, you're just dreaming, Q. Go back to bed. We have school tomorrow." Hashtag Q is losing his mind. So this tweet is referring to how Margot just shows up out of nowhere. I mean, Margot and Q, Quentin, whatever you want to call him, they haven't talked in years. All throughout middle school and high school, they haven't hung out, they haven't talked. They only see each other in the hallways and maybe periodically at home in the window or something, but they never hang out, they never talk. So for her to just randomly show up at his window in the middle of the night is completely unexpected. And Radar, being one of Quentin's best friends, knows they haven't hung out. So Quentin tweeting this would be like, "Oh, there's no way. He's just having a weird dream." Like, it makes no sense to Radar. So that's why he says hashtag Q is losing his mind. So for the second tweet, Q said, "I can't believe Jace was cheating on Margot with Becca. Hashtag better find more than a shirt to wear." And then Jace responds to Quentin saying, "You better delete that picture, bro, or I'm going to kill you. Hashtag what just happened." So this is referring to one of the first stops that Margot and Quentin make on their ninja mission night. They stop at Becca's house to catch Jace in the act of cheating on Margot. And Q tweeted this because I think at this point in the ninja mission, he's still a little shocked that he's there. And he's not really sure, like, what's going on. And he really is like, "Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to do this." And he's not sure if Jace is actually cheating, but all of a sudden he sees Jace run out of, or climbs out, I should say, of Becca's window and was like, "Oh, he's actually cheating on her." And then hashtag better find more than a shirt to wear is because Jace was partially nude running down the street and Q threw him a shirt, but he was still exposed and all that. Jace, on the other hand, is talking about the picture because he climbed out of the window, was running for his car, and all of a sudden Q took a picture of him and he saw that flash, and his private parts were revealed in that picture, and he's super mad about it and he wants it to be deleted, of course. But at the same time, with the hashtag, he's confused at what's happening. I mean, Becca's dad was coming down, so he's super nervous. All of a sudden he sees a flash and a couple of people. He has no clue what's going on, and hence the hashtag. So the third tweet I did from Quentin was, "Just spray painted a giant M on Lacey's car. Margot and I both have blue fingertips now. Hashtag in love." Lacey's response is, "What did I ever do to her? I would have told her about Jace if I knew. Hashtag frustrated." This is talking about how Quentin and Margot went to Lacey's house and they squished a catfish underneath the back seat and spray painted a giant M on her car. This was because Margot thought Lacey knew about Jace and Becca, but didn't tell her. And, Margot had Quentin spray paint a giant M on her car. And then when Quentin turned around, they both touched fingertips that were blue. And Quentin he fell more in love, hence the hashtag. But Lacey's super frustrated because she's like, "Well, I never knew about this, so why are you punishing me for something that I never did?" So that's why she's so mad at, Margot. It's like, I would have told you, I'm your best friend. I would never keep that from you. Okay, so the next 3 tweets that I did, or the final 3 tweets I did, I should say, one comes from Quentin. The view from the SunTrust Tower is beautiful. You can see for so long. Hashtag there's my house. And then Margot, with of course the weird capitalization, responds, it would be beautiful if it didn't look over a paper town. Hashtag time to leave. So this refers to the time when they are in the SunTrust Tower, and I think Quentin's a little shocked that he's there, but at the same time he's taken back. I mean, it's his home that he's viewing over. It's Orlando. And he finds it beautiful when at the same time Margot, she looks at it and she thinks it's all fake. The neighborhood, the people, the future of it all is fake, and she wants to leave. Quentin finds it beautiful. Margot, she looks at it deeper and finds it ugly. That's why she also brings it up. Everything looks pretty further away, but up close, it reveals all the flaws. The 5th tweet I did for Quentin was at Chuck Parson. Hope you like the new look. That's for the middle school dance. Hashtag I can't believe I just did that. Then Chuck responds with watch your back in school, nerd. Hashtag please grow back fast. So this is when Quentin and Margot break into Chuck's house and remove his eyebrow. And Quentin was getting a little revenge on Chuck for a couple of things. The one he talked about was the middle school dance, where Chuck told all the girls not to dance with Quentin. And then there's another time freshman year when Quentin was stuffed in the dishwasher by Chuck. And I think he's feeling like a little proud, like, yeah, I just did that. But at the same time, he's like, oh, I just did that. Like, I just took the eyebrow off of the bully's face. I'm gonna die. He's a little shocked, but he's also a little proud. Chuck, on the other hand, I mean, he's super upset. He just had an eyebrow removed. But at the same time, he's like, oh, people are gonna make fun of me and all that. So the last tweet I did, by Quentin, was, what an amazing night. From the SunTrust Tower to SeaWorld, it was something else. See you tomorrow at Margot Spiegelman. Hashtag can't wait for school tomorrow. And then Margot says, yeah, see you tomorrow, ... Hashtag never looking back. So this refers to, Quentin really enjoyed the night, looking back on it, and he thought Margot and him were going to be best buds, maybe date. They were going to sit at the lunchroom table and hang out. But Margot's gone. I mean, she's already going to the mini mall to, hang out for a couple of days and then go to Aglo. She is not coming back. And, it shows that. So the second part, or the second menu choice, I should say, I did transformational. So for transformational, I did it for the second part of the book, Grass, which is all about Margot's trail of clues. And this starts out with the poster of Woody Guthrie in Margot's window. Q, Radar, and Ben noticed it after the blind was finally let down by whoever opened it after Margot left. Then, when they finally got in Margot's room, with the help of Margot's little sister Ruthie, they were able to discover a record called Billy Bragg's Mermaid Avenue with Walt Whitman's niece circled. And this, it was circled twice, and they were looking around, and they finally found Whitman's poetry book called Leaves of Grass. Now, there was many highlighted parts, underlined parts, and circled parts within the book, but one of them was a quote that said, unscrew the locks from the doors. Unscrew the doors themselves from their jambs. And they immediately thought, oh, it's probably something to do with Margot's door. I mean, who else would it be? And they take the lock off, they take the jams off, nothing. And Q finally realizes, what if it's my door? And he starts taking it apart and he finds this note. And this note has an address on it that reads 8328 Bartlesville Avenue. He eventually goes there, and it's this abandoned mini mall. And it's been abandoned for a long time. It's boarded up. And on the wall, you can kind of see it at an angle. There's something that's spray painted, and it says, "You will go to the paper towns, and you will never come back." And he recognizes paper towns because Margot said it in the SunTrust Tower. And that makes him look around the mini mall more and more, and he finds like her nail polish that she used. There's a blanket that smells like her in a spot where it looked like she slept for a couple of days. And then he finds 9 thumbtacks holes on the wall. And then he remembers a brochure that he looked at that had those same holes, and he lined it up. And the 2 holes that lined up were New York and Los Angeles. He typed those zip codes into Omnictionary, which was it's like a Wikipedia that Radar absolutely loved and edited. And he typed in the zip code for Agloe, New York, because there was a page on it, and there was a comment that said, "FYI, whoever edits this, the population of Agloe will actually be 1 until May 29th at noon." Of course, with the capitalization that Margot used, and Quentin automatically knew she's there. So that was her trail of clues. And that's what happened in that part. But the whole meaning of the second part of the book, where it really goes in depth with Leaves of Grass, is how people can't stand alone without the support of others. And they give the example of course, a blade of grass. When you see a blade of grass just outside, it's of course by itself, and it's, structurally not connected to anything else above ground. It's standing by itself, and it can be tipped over by itself, and it doesn't necessarily need the others to hold it up. But when you dig deeper, you see the roots, and all the roots are connected, and you see that the one blade of grass absolutely needs the other ones in order to survive. That's what gives it the strength, all the connection it has with other individuals. And to me, that made me think and honestly be thankful for all the people that I have around me. Because if you don't have the support of the others around you, you don't have the strength or the motivation or anything like that to push yourself in life. You won't have that strength to stand up without the support. And it made me really be thankful for my teachers, my friends, my family, my peers who give me that support, my roots are intertwined and allows me to stand. And that's what really made me think about all that. Wow, this is slow. Come on. Oh, that's right. I gotta click it. Okay, so this is the last part, bumper sticker, for the third part of the book. So for the bumper sticker, I made a sticker with a suitcase that said, "Just go for it." Now, this suitcase would go on Quentin's minivan. And for the people that don't know who Quentin is, he was a somewhat quiet and just a normal kid. You can call him that. He wanted to get good grades. He didn't skip class. He wanted to get into a good college, to get a good job, to start a family, and all that. Just kind of like the normal life. But all of a sudden, his character arc started to change. As soon as he went on this ninja mission with Margot. He started sneaking out. He started skipping class. He started to think more about the present than the future. And a kid that doesn't skip class and wants to graduate would definitely not go on a 20+ hour road trip to Agloe, New York from Orlando to find some girl. And the thing is, Quentin took a chance. He definitely did. And that's what I kind of stuck with for the theme of his bumper sticker. Just go for it. Sometimes you just have to think to yourself, what's going to happen if I don't do this? Probably nothing. Unless you take that chance, you won't be able to further yourself. You won't be able to grow. You won't be able to gain anything. So sometimes you just have to get off the fence, or if you're on the fence, just jump. Just go for it. That's what you got to do. Because if you don't, you're not going to succeed. You wouldn't be able to do that. And in Quentin's situation, when he saw that comment on Omnictionary, he wouldn't have been able to succeed. He wouldn't have been able to find her because she would have left. And that's where his clues ended. So, do I agree with Quentin? Yes. I mean, he is in love, clearly. He loves Margot. He has the biggest crush on her. And if I was in the same situation and a person I loved, whether that's family or a crush, was missing and there was clues, I would have done that 20-hour road trip, definitely. If that means finding out if that person was dead or alive, or just okay, I would have definitely done that. And I completely agree with that. And, I would have just go for it. And I think many people can look at Q and almost look up to that. I know a lot of people that just kind of sit on the fence about things and never really do anything. They don't go anywhere in life because they can't make up their mind. And sometimes, like Q, he just packed it all up, hence the suitcase. He kind of just packed everything up really quick and went on the road. They skipped graduation. Most kids wouldn't do that, but he just went for it. And a lot of people need to do that and take a chance. And that's exactly what Q did. So that is the end of my